that you said, I'm giving this up, like when you were disciplining yourself?
Celibacy, wine, any kind of alcohol.
You can't just skip over celibacy. Celibacy, wine.
Yeah. What about this celibacy thing?
Yeah.
What was the longest you went?
Ooh, 7 years.
7 years.
Yeah.
7 whole
It's like a divine number. 7 years.
That is, and then you say
broke
goodbye?
It, yeah.
Okay. 7 is that's a good run.
That's a good. Now, what did that do for you though? Like when you think about your celibacy, did it clear you? Like what did it do for you?
Clarity.
What did you notice? Okay.
Mental clarity. Just doing without. It shifted my mindset. It was no longer a focus. The rush to be, in a relationship, the rush to be married, the rush to be in something because that's what you're taught to do, to have kids or procreate.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot of pressure on women to be able to do that, and also feeling valid. Why are we taught that we have to be taken or made an honest woman? Am I a liar? There's a lot of things.
I got no kids. I'm not
There's
married.
a lot of things, and I think
it's a
love
lot of
is
judgment
beautiful.
with that,
Love is beautiful, and I think the world always needs more of it. But I think you must start with yourself, and I have to start with self always, versus expecting from other sources. So it was just reconditioning, and I think it's something that was necessary because it's a very spiritual thing. And you must be very selective if you want better results.
Right.
And so I think that's self-accountability. And it started with me by just shutting that part of my life off.
So I'm going to let you behind the scenes. In our meeting, we had a long conversation about this clip because I couldn't tell why is she doing this? Because I know me, if you ask me like why I was being celibate, I'd be like, Jesus Christ, man, like I'm living my life for him, and I'm so I didn't sense any of that. She used a spiritual word, but it was just interesting that she and Rustlin also sent in a clip of 50 Cent saying he was celibate for a while, and so there was a bunch of celebrities. And I was like, but so if they're not taking this as an opportunity to say God is doing something in my life, maybe she did. I don't. Y'all tell me if you heard something I didn't hear. What is the purpose of it? Like, why are so many people doing this?
Well, I would just say it's top of my mind, and I'm not right about this. Might not be right about it, but I think it's a way of self-preservation, like try to like get away from the things that you think or could be toxic in your life that you're like, I need to get away from.
So it's just borrowing a principle from God, but not.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say.
Okay.
Like I said on the call, I said it could be the Holy Spirit that inspired them to do that. They just might not know it. You know what I'm saying? They might not know where that thought came from, or somebody talked to them about it and they were related to it. They were relating to it in a spiritual way, biblical way.
And it's just something,
they were like, oh, yeah. Because she said 7 years. That's a long time.
It's a long time.
When you don't have anything stopping you, like we know people who, I don't say we, but we know people are who are, born again Christians still struggling with that, and 7 years is like, a life sentence for them. So for her to not have a reason to hang on to it is interesting.
I don't know. I heard her say something about when the number 7 was mentioned. She said it's a divine number. And then I remember her in another interview talking about what happened to her. Like she was at the top of the industry, and then all of a sudden she kind of just disappeared. And she was saying certain compromises that they wanted her to make, she wasn't willing to make. And she was like, I'll lose the platform and lose the notoriety if it means I keep my self-respect, And I don't know, what she said, divine number, made me think, it almost like how she was talking, is almost to me seemed like she was tiptoeing around the fact that it was a godly thing she was doing. But she's on a platform with Angela Yee and the other girl. They're very open about sexual things and all that kind of stuff. She didn't want to come across as judgmental or make them feel uncomfortable. But to me, it seemed like she was kind of tiptoeing around the God thing.
I think, sometimes when we're talking about health, in the world, right? People want to preserve their health, their mental health, right? There's no telling. We know of whatever relationships were public, and when you align yourself, we know about soul ties. We know about the damage that's done from those things. There are people around her, I'm sure, who know the Lord and have spoken to her about the Lord. Whether she is fully walking in that, I have no idea. But I do know that generally, as people, regardless whether they know God or not, when things are going wrong, they want a solution to fix it. And so I think, she may have gathered from many things, to get to this place that she's at, and I hope that place is going towards him.
Yeah.
Is that the young lady that's saying that song? Dun, 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 yeah, you. Is that? You
gotta give me that
song that is.
I don't know.
I didn't hear any notes.
Was very popular.
She was popular when you were probably a top.
You weren't even.
It just spelled like MIA.
Yeah.
I think that's the same lady.
No. MYA.
I got it. Yeah, I got it. I don't know who that is.
Oh, you talking about?
Yeah, so because I know she gave her like the credit. Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. So there's no. How old are you?
24.
There's no way you know who this is because she disappeared for a very long time.
Wow.
But when we were younger, she was all over. She was huge.
And she looked.
We all wanted her.
Hey,
She still look good.
I'm big on all of that though. Like I be taking it back like 60s, 70s. Like all that type. I listen to that type of music and stuff. So I probably run across.
This was a moment in time.
Yeah.
But she was big.
She was. She had a little era.
That's why.
Biggest song you probably know her is that song she did with Jay-Z, like that. When he rapped that.
How you go?
I don't know.
She had a Rugrats song.
Take me back.
Take me back. Yeah.
Take me
I
back.
don't know nothing about that.
Missed the whole thing.
I don't know nothing about
I
that.
just remember like
Jay-Z rapping
Silk the
that
Shocker
Carolina
stuff.
Blue. That's Carolina Blue. That.
So,
But real quick, so
Sorry.
I do think the world is starting to do biblical stuff, biblical principle stuff.
that's what I'm feeling.
I think a lot of people are fasting now. A lot of people are.
Yeah.
A lot of people are like being celibate. A lot of people are just doing stuff health reason wise, honestly. Not because of spiritual stuff, but because health wise, if you fast, something happens to your body that helps you.
The principles work regardless.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But what this was just like, it seemed like a flare to be like, pray for Maya, because I'm hoping it's more than that. I'm hoping that something is happening in her heart that she needs to be prayed through, because I think what I would hope to see this time next year, the same opportunity comes up and she could say clearly,
Yes.
this is why I did what I did. This is where I am right now. That's what I'm hoping for.
I just caught that this young man said he was 6 when we started our show. Did you check? Did you get that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
6. So yeah, you wouldn't have known who Maya was.
And they going crazy in the comments.
You or us. Nah, this ain't nothing wrong with being your age,
Yo,
bro.
Crispy said definitely make sure you check out the polls. They've been saying the polls.
I know, but Crispy, that first one was wild. So
You gotta relax, Chris.
but I do. If you're missing the live experience, you gotta come hang out. Like, the people in the chat are awesome. You gotta experience the show live. Crispy's polls are you just gotta experience them one time.
Yeah,
he puts his work in. So, but yeah, so just pray for Maya. I'm praying that this was just you're seeing a seed of something that's coming with her.
50 Cent
Yes,
too.
yes.
That would be. It was interesting.
I did want to say one quick thing, kind of like from the lady's perspective, because I've been chewing on this video, and I really like the aspect that she separated her self-worth from being married, because we are literally out the womb reared to the goal is to be married and to have kids. And back in the day and other times, it was quick and easy like that to get married. So now that there's so many of us that are older and that are not married or don't have kids, you could feel without. And I do listen to, I hear a lot of my sisters, even my close sisters, and it does breed an insecurity. So I definitely like the fact that, because there is a sobriety that comes with celibacy. We know every law, every rule, everything that God has set for us is literally out of love. So we have to understand that those principles do help us in that, and definitely just keep submitting all of that to God. Because you are everything. You're not limited to these positions and these titles.
Yeah, you have more value than that. Yeah,
absolutely.
The chats. I'm sorry.
Okay.
You're going crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll read this one, Crispy. So here's the poll he has up now. Presuming this is a trend among celebrities, why do you think they're choosing celibacy? So the answers were simply where they're at in life, 17%. God's working in them is 32%. They see the benefits outside faith is 47%. That Diddy case got folks worried, 3%.
Oh no.
That's why I don't read them, Crispy. But yeah, so go check out the polls live. Crazy.